Thursday Night Football, we got the Saints and the Cardinals. It's okay. I mean, I guess we could have worse, right? It's not a great game, but it's not like an awful game either. So, yeah, I mean, hey, we got still relatively decent sized contests. A little bit of downside that they don't have $1 million up top anymore. It's only $500K to first. Hope for those better games that they do still go $1 million up top. But yeah, guys, again, we'll be talking about this Thursday Night Football Showdown slate. If you're a first-time viewer, welcome. My name is DK. I do cover content for NFL, NBA, Draftkings, as well as Prize Picks. Prize Picks, if you're not familiar, is a player prop site. They are the sponsor of this video. You can use my code DKDFS for a 100% match up to $100. That's a free $100 to play with on the site. So if you're curious and you haven't tried out Prize Picks, you can take advantage of that code and get your free $100. But yeah, you're building out lineups with player props. You pick 2, 3, 4, up to 5 player props, and you can win up to 10 extra money. So give it a try, guys. And all right, let's get into the video. So quickly going over the Vegas odds, we have 44 over under, and the Cardinals are currently 2.5-point favorites. So start off on the Saints side. At the top, we have Alvin Kamara, who I think looks amazing. He's been very, very involved in the passing game. He's the clear bell cow back. You will have Mark Ingram spell him here and there, but Kamara is going to get about 70% or so of the snaps. Taking a look at the snap counts last game, he played 50 of the 72. So right about, again, 70-75%. So Kamara should get, somewhere around 20 to 25 touches in this game. He's very involved in the passing game. 6 and 9 targets. I think he makes for the safest spend up at the top. Now, quarterback, we don't know exactly who's starting yet. It's going to be Winston or Andy Dalton. They're both relatively similar. I think the ceiling might be a little bit higher on Jameis Winston, so we'll keep an eye on that. Whoever it is that starts is a fair play. The thing you have to factor in, though, is, they're going to bring in Taysom Hill when they get close to the red zone or, close to the scoring. So that does make them a bit riskier. And for that reason, I would definitely prefer getting to my boy, Kyler, who has kind of struggled this year. We'll talk about it in a bit. Wide receiver. So no Mike Thomas, no Jarvis Landry. I really like Chris Olave at this price. He's going to be the clear wide receiver 1. He's a guy that I expect to get close to double-digit targets. Arizona's defense has really not been good. So yeah, I like Olave a lot. I expect him to play majority of the game. And yeah, I just think he's too cheap. So I really do like Chris Olave. Now the Taysom Hill thing, I mean, God, this guy is so frustrating, right? I played Alvin Kamara this day, too, against Seattle, and Taysom Hill just vultures every touchdown, 4 touchdowns. Now, with Taysom Hill, he's going to come in more so in red zone situations. So he played 15 of the 72 snaps. He can throw the ball. Obviously, he can run the ball as well. 9 and 5 rushing attempts the last couple games. I do think he's a bit overpriced, but knowing, Taysom Hill is just going to break this slate, and everyone's going to be tilted because the 7.2K is kind of a lot to pay, but he's not completely out of play. I just do think he is a bit overpriced. Now, the secondary receivers here for the Saints, you're going to have Traquan Smith and Marquez Callaway. I expect both those guys to play similar snaps. I was taking a look at the last game that Chris Olave was available before he went down, and you did see Callaway play 56 of the 77 snaps, and Traquan Smith played 52 of the 77. In their most recent game, they played a good amount. You saw... Where is it? Callaway played 54 to 72, and Traquan Smith played 51. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. Neither has an insane upside. I mean, Traquan Smith is a speedster, but with Traquan Smith being 6.2K and Callaway being 4.8, I think I would just lean for the discount in Callaway. I'm not super excited to play either, but they're viable. Again, Mark Ingram, kind of dust at this point in his career, but he will spell Kamara, probably get somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 to 10 touches. More of a contrarian option. Obviously, he can fall into the end zone and get there at that price point, but you kind of need him to score for him to pay off that salary. Will Lutz, good play. I mean, the kickers have been absolutely smashing on the Showdown sites. Literally, kickers are going for 15 a night. So if this trend continues, just lock in kickers, play a kicker and the captain. But no, seriously, the kickers are really good values always in the Showdown. I like them. Saints defense is fine at 3-4. Kyler is somewhat turnover prone. Cardinals O-line's not great. So, yeah, I mean, it's playable. As far as tight end goes, so Juwan Johnson, we have Adam Troutman out. Him and Juwan Johnson played a lot last game. Or actually, Troutman went down early. He played 16 of the 72 snaps. Juwan Johnson played 56 of the 72. The game before, though, was basically a split. Johnson played 44, Troutman played 50. So with Troutman not being available, I expect a lot of snaps here for Juwan Johnson, who is their best pass-catching tight end. 7 targets, 4, 2, 6, and 4 the last 5 games. I think he's a decent value play if you need some salary relief. Kirkwood would be the wide receiver 4 if he plays. If he misses, it might be this Rashid Shaheed who scored a touchdown, but I think I'd rather go to Johnson at a similar price point. And then the other tight ends, I mean, you have JP Holtz and Vanette. I think Holtz would be next in line, so he'll probably be that backup tight end. Flat min price. He doesn't even have a target this year, but can he take a dart throw on him? Sure. They even have Dusty Kevin White is still in the league. He's on the back end of this roster. I don't think he plays, though, in this game. All right, moving on to Arizona. So Kyler Murray is 11.2K. Definitely the quarterback I prefer. I don't think that's a hot take. He did have 100 yards in the ground last game, too, which is really good to see. Normally, you're going to get somewhere in the neighborhood of like 30-ish to 30 to 40 yards in the ground from Kyler. But yeah, definitely the quarterback that I like the best on this slate. I think he is viable in the captain. And we do have DeAndre Hopkins back. So they lose Hollywood Brown, but they get DeAndre Hopkins back. And I mean, I don't think he's going to be limited, right? He was just missed because of that 6-game suspension. So keep an eye on news, but I think he'll be full go. And I really like D-Hop here at the top. Like, the ceiling is very, very high in him. He is their clear wide receiver 1. So I really like Hopkins in his first game back. Again, Hollywood Brown is out. Keep an eye on James Conner news. He didn't practice Wednesday, but is questionable. If he isn't able to play, I think Eno Benjamin's a solid value option. Benjamin played like the entire game last game, 62 of the 71 snaps. And he is involved in the passing game at 3 catch and 3 targets. So if there is no James Conner, I'm fine firing up some Eno Benjamin. Now, maybe the snaps go down with Ingram getting a little bit more work in practice this week. He was the back running back that saw 9 snaps. But yeah, if there's no Conner, I think Benjamin's fine. And then the other wide receiver, the other targets here for Arizona, I think are safe. Zach Ertz, Rondell Moore. Both these guys probably get close to double-digit targets. I mean, you've seen double-digit targets for Zach Ertz in 4 of the last 5 games. He's basically going to get you 10 to 15 fantasy points, right? He's a pretty high floor, not a super high ceiling. And then Rondell Moore, he's basically playing the entire game too. Like, these guys rarely are leaving the field, and they're getting a lot of targets. So I think both Moore and Ertz are safe. I think they're probably going to play the entire game. Again, if you look at last game, Ertz played 67 to 71 snaps, and Rondell Moore played 70 of 71. So they're going to be out there the entire time. They're probably going to get close to double-digit targets. I think they're both safe plays on the slate. And then recently signed Robbie Anderson. Cliff Kingsbury said he will have a very minor role if he plays. So I have no interest there. That does, though, if Anderson is available, that would take away from AJ Green, the absolute dust of AJ Green. He is 2.6K. I mean, he played 49 to 71 snaps. I guess you can play him. It's not a fun roster. You're not going to be excited about rostering dusty AJ Green, but if there's no Robbie Anderson, I would feel a little bit better about going to him. And that's basically it. I mean, you saw like 4 snaps for Dortch. You saw like 4 snaps for Javon Wims, so I can't really go to either of them. McBride's the backup tight end. He actually is a solid pass catcher, but at the moment, he's not getting a lot of run. Only played 21 snaps, played a 9 passing play, so just a dart throw in large field tournaments. And then Cavante Ingram, if there is no James Conner, he would be the backup back. I wouldn't hate taking a shot on him. I would think that they don't want to give Eno Benjamin like 90% of the snaps. So you would think after a week of practice that maybe Ingram does play a little bit more in this game. So if there's no Conner, I think at $400, he is at least worth a look. All right, guys, well, that'll do it for the video. So again, if you have been enjoying the content, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Busy time of the year for me with NFL and NBA going on, but I love it. So good luck, guys, and I'll see you all in the next